It is an honor for me, jwalo ka letona le tshwere Mkobo, Department ya Sponisa, to present budget vote of the Southern Police Services, vote number 28, Civilian Secretariat for Police Services, vote 21, Independent Police Investigating Directorate, vote 24, for the 2025-26 financial year, before the honorable members of the NCOP. We do this at a time when the leadership of the police is under intense public scrutiny, following grave and damning allegations that have been brought to light. And these allegations are deeply concerning, and we welcome the announcement by His Excellency President Cyril Ramaphosa of a Judicial Commission of Inquiry to thoroughly investigate the matter raised. We await the commencement of that process, which will lead to full accountability, transparency, and justice. Very important principle that if you are accused, you have a right that you acquire immediately to actually clear your name, respond to the allegations. So this appointment of the Judicial Commission of Inquiry affirms that principle. However, the serious nature of these developments must not detract from our constitutional responsibility to account to the people of South Africa, particularly in relationship to the resources allocated to their safety and security. The over 60 million South Africans deserve and expect that the department remains focused on its core mandate as per Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, that is prevention, combating, investigation of crime, and the protection of lives and property. So that is the focus of the department, and we must not move away from that. Honorable members, the 7th administration has outlined 3 strategic priorities which serve as the compass guiding all departments, including this department. And these priorities, along with the vision of the National Development Plan 2030, have directly informed both our annual performance plan and our strategic plan. As the Southern Police Services, we are fully aligned with the broader developmental objective of our government, because there can be no development without safety, and no safety without an efficient police service. The Minister of Police, we have refined and adopted a clear and focused priorities for the 7th administration. Our strategic policing priorities are as follows. We reduce murder rate, reduce illegal firearms, dismantle drug networks, fight gender-based violence and femicide, dealing decisively with illegal immigration, reducing organized crime, reducing gang violence, clamping down on illegal mining, tackling corruption within the SAPS itself. That is what we have put there as our priorities. And to deliver these, we have identified a number of critical enablers that will underpin our crime-fighting strategy. They are adoption and enhancement of technology to improve detection, rapid response, and data analysis. That is number 1. Number 2 is to strengthen crime intelligence, enabling us to act proactively, not reactively. Capacitating and upskilling our detectives to lead the charge in solving complex and violent crimes. Improving forensic services to ensure swift and credible investigation and prosecution. Improving fleet management, ensure our officers can respond efficiently when communities need them most. Upgrading our infrastructure, including the number of condition of police stations. Improving working and living conditions of our police officers. Recognizing morale, dignity, and adequate resources are essential for performance. Obviously, one of the issues that we're discussing is that we cannot do this effectively and efficiently by allowing the police service to deal with its own contradictions in the public space. Media is for something else. Contradictions in the department must be sorted in the department, not in the public space. Honorable House Chairperson, this budget is about attaining the type of policing we need. One that is effective, efficient, responsive, and professional. The budget allocated to the South African Police Services will be spread across the various programs in support of the identified priority. The South African Police Service has been allocated 120 billion 890 million rand for 2025-26. That is 120,890 billion rand. That is the overall allocation to the police services. And specific allocation is 219.2 million for securing G20 conference scheduled for November 2025. 400 million for 2026 local government elections. 34.8 million to support costs associated with appointment of additional deputy minister. Furthermore, 150 million has been shifted from SAPS operational budget to the Directorate of Priority Crime Investigation over 2 years to support its partnership with Joint Initiative on Crime and Corruption. A compensation of employees remain the primary cost driver, accounting for more than 80% of the vote. And I want to add there that sometimes when we talk of employees, 80%, one of the things we don't appreciate is the nature of the department, that in policing, employees are equally a product. Because it is the quality of policing that determine the quality of the product delivered by police. So when we say 80% go to employees, it's not a wasteful expenditure. It is a necessary expenditure for the quality of the service delivered. Employees are equally a product. Therefore, of that, the category of expected to grow on an average of 5.5% over the MTEF, while operation items such as goods and capital investment will grow at a more modest average rate of 3.6. Visible policing will account for more than 53% of the total vote, while detective services will represent 20% of the vote. That talks to the point I just made of the persons themselves being the product, not something separate from the product of policing. Now, we have repeatedly mentioned that there are 4 provinces where crime is concentrated. These are Gauteng, KZN, Western Cape, and the Eastern Cape. It is clear that identified high crime zones in all 4 provinces require intelligence-led targeted deployment of specialized units to combat criminality over and above operational channel. These named provinces have been prioritized in the allocation of baseline budgets. This includes additional 85 million rand to support the top 30 plus 5 high conduct crime stations. Community engagement will be supported through an allocation of 28 million for community policing forums, which will be used to provide essential resources such as torches, reflective jackets, and cones. A further 8.5 million rand is allocated for community interaction activities, including izimbizo and awareness campaigns. During 2024-25 financial year, the SAPS recorded notable progress in addressing extortion-related crimes across the country. A total of 2,417 incidents of extortion were reported nationally, resulting in opening of case dockets and arrest of 1,054 individuals, including 7 juveniles. Of the reported cases, 117 were finalized through non-prosecution, while 1,752 remain under investigation to determine prosecutorial viability. 6 cases resulted in guilty verdict, leading to the conviction of 14 individuals, and 1 case was finalized as not guilty. 529 cases are currently on the court roll. Now, in 2025-26 financial year, the South African Police Service will implement a series of targeted initiatives to combat the growing threat of extortion. These measures aim to strengthen intelligence and investigation capacity, improve community engagement, and enhance operational coordination across sectors. Gender-based violence and femicide remains one of the most pressing challenges facing our nation. Approximately 1.6 billion rand will be spent on baseline activities related to GBV&F response, including 1.5 billion for family violence, child protection, and sexual offences. 40 million rand for youth and vulnerable group awareness campaigns, and an additional 50 million allocated to province to strengthen GBVS responses. In the 2025-26 financial year, the South African Police Service is intensifying its effort to reduce the incidence of financial impact of civil claims instituted against the department. A comprehensive set of initiatives has been introduced to strengthen accountability, improve operational oversight, and enhance legal risk management. At the core of these efforts is a continued operation of National Steering Committee on down management of civil claims and at the head office level, complemented by provincial steering committees. These structures are tasked with monitoring and addressing the key cost drivers associated with civil litigation, ensuring that accountability is maintained across all levels of the organization. In parallel, SAPS is implementing a targeted strategy to reduce legal costs. A key component of this is the strict enforcement of recovery of legal costs for plaintiffs in cases where the department has been successful. This includes initiating the attachment of plaintiffs' property where appropriate. Normally, State Department ignore when they are given a judgment and given the costs. This should be followed through strictly. To address system challenges of management of state litigation, SAPS is collaborating with the Office of the Solicitor General to establish a dedicated task team, and this team is mandated to identify existing challenges, develop practical solutions, and provide strategic recommendations to improve litigation outcomes. Furthermore, SAPS is working with the Office of the Sheriff to draft standard operating procedures aligned with the State Liability Act. These procedures will provide clear guidance on the handling of writs and of execution, ensuring consistency and legal compliance. The current Visible Policing Division has been restructured to enhance proactive policing, increase visibility, and better utilize our specialized units. As such, there are now 2 separate divisions, namely the Visible Policing Division and the Operational Response Services Division. We can confirm that the appointment process of the Divisional Commissioner of Operational Response Services is at an advanced stage. This will enable us to meaningfully fight crime in the streets and in settlements such as in the Cape Flats. Infrastructure investment will be supported through an allocation of 670 million rand. For the construction and upgrading of police stations, an additional 20 million rand is earmarked for procurement and conversion of vehicles to expand the availability of mobile community service centers, while 45 million in addition to baseline allocation will be provided to provinces for day-to-day maintenance of police stations. The SACP continues to advance its modernization agenda through the strategic deployment of technology aimed at enhancing operational effectiveness, investigative capacity, and public safety. Technology will play a central role in modernizing policing with investment earmarked for the deployment of drones, body-worn cameras, other digital tools to support crime prevention and detection. A new acquisition process has been initiated to procurement of body-worn cameras, variable dashboard cameras. This is PS plans to procure and deploy 450 body-worn cameras and 200 vehicle dashboard cameras during the 2025-26 financial year. The procurement of and deployment of 17 surveillance drones will provide SAPS with enhanced aerial surveillance capability. These drones will be used during large events and rescue operations, offering real-time situation awareness, live video feeds, and ability to document crime scenes, such as marches and public gatherings. This capability will also support investigation and capturing photographic and video evidence. Strategic partnership remain a cornerstone of the SPS transformation agenda. To this end, we have actively sought innovative partnership, notable with Business Against Crime South Africa. Together, we are undertaking several transformative projects. Honorable members, we are also addressing internal matters that directly affect the functioning and credibility of SAPS. We have introduced a set of human resources measures aimed at restoring morale, discipline, and professionalism within the ranks. And that means the question of fighting it out in the media must come to an end. These policies will address that issue. These include improved requirements, processes, recruitment processes, and leadership development and career pathing, because to build a credible police service, we must start from within. So the credibility of the police service is at the heart of the initiatives that we have started. In terms of personal incentives, the SSPC agreement has resulted in an increase in the SAPS services allowances from 700 to 950 per month for operational personnel, with an annual CPI adjustment beginning 26-27. Because my time is running out, let me rush off to say there are a number of successes. The two deputy ministers will add to what we have presented, and these successes achieved by the Assam Police Services. Honorable Chairperson, we do want to take this opportunity to thank the hard-working men and women in blue who risk their lives on the daily basis in service of citizens of the Republic of South Africa. In conclusion, let me remind all of us that a safer South Africa is possible, but it will not be achieved by police alone. It requires partnership, unity of purpose, and unwavering commitment of everyone in this House and every citizen outside. Let us move with agency, purpose, and resolve. Thank you very much.